As the movie begins, we're introduced to Charlie, a socially awkward teenager who's bullied at school due to his delayed puberty. Through a flashback, it's revealed that when Charlie was younger, a group of boys at the pool pulled down his swim trunks, leading him to be labeled as Charlie No Dick because of his small penis. Regrettably, this nickname has clung to him throughout the years, even into high school. Next, we're introduced to Paula, who happens to be Charlie's closest companion and shares the same social awkwardness as him. They both struggle with their own sexual awkwardness, but find comfort in each other's presence. One evening on the rooftop, Paula begins venting about an unsolicited dick pic she received and expresses her frustration about how people constantly sexualize everything. While they remain unscathed, little did they know that Charlie is about to experience a life-altering shock. The following day, Charlie wakes up to an erection, a phenomenon he's so unaware of that he has to scramble to the washroom to avoid the intruding eyes of his parents. However, the surprises don't stop there, as his penis begins talking to him. Afterward, he hastily pedals to work on his bicycle, with Paula closely trailing in her car. Already unsettled by the newfound discovery, Charlie's penis starts questioning him about Paula, further escalating the situation. Shortly after, Paula manages to catch up with Charlie and attempts to talk to him. Nevertheless, he deliberately avoids any interaction, leaving Paula in a state of confusion. At the school, Charlie becomes aware of the numerous couples scattered throughout the premises. At this moment, his penis motivates him to get laid with anyone and everyone, even extending its interest to include the principal. During the class, Charlie's penis persistently interrupts his thoughts, causing significant distraction. Feeling frustrated by this, he wonders if jerking off could potentially ease the presence of the talking penis and silence the impulsive thoughts. So he hastily dashes to the restroom during class to masturbate, but this doesn't stop his willy from talking. Moreover, his hard-on soon makes itself noticeable in public, as during a choir performance, Charlie gets an erection in front of the entire school. Elsewhere, we discover that Paula has also been talking to her vagina following the lightning incident. Moreover, she experiences a strong sexual attraction towards her best friend Charlie, which requires her to navigate her own emerging sexual desires. During a casual evening together, she suddenly poses a question to Charlie asking if he wants to have sex with her. Nevertheless, they both quickly dismiss the possibility, reluctant to compromise their cherished friendship. In a surprising turn of events, the embarrassing hard-on incident catapults Charlie into popularity amongst his peers. Upon his arrival at school, the students enthusiastically applaud him for his remarkable openness and acceptance of his sexual desires and hormonal changes. Moreover, thanks to a viral video, Charlie becomes an instant sensation within his school and goes from being known as Charlie No Dick to earning the nickname Boner Boy. As his impulsive desires start to stir, his penis urges him to get laid yet again. Fortunately, Charlie's newfound popularity attracts the interest of Francois, an attractive French exchange student. Consequently, she invites him for a date the following evening, to which Charlie eagerly agrees. Meanwhile, as Paula arrives at school, her vagina experiences a growing desire for pleasure, urging her to get laid. However, Paula declines to engage with just anyone, and instead her vagina speculates that this decision may stem from an encounter she had with a man years prior. In a flashback, we see Paula making out with a handsome guy while on summer vacation. As he begins touching her, a song plays in the background which reminds her of her late father, causing her to start crying. The sudden reaction startles the guy and he quickly mentions her feeling strange down there before abruptly leaving. Unfortunately, this encounter has left Paula feeling uneasy and unwilling to acknowledge her desires or even take a glance at her private area. After school, Charlie cleans up and prepares himself for the upcoming date, while Paula at long last musters up the courage to examine her vulva. Meanwhile, her vagina prompts her to indulge in fantasies about a popular guy from school and explore her own body. When this approach to self-love fails to produce desired results, the vagina urges Paula to explore other alternatives. Eventually, she visits a sex toy store and buys a vibrator and lingerie for herself. At that very moment, a group of girls from school happens to spot her in the shop with the store owner without Paula's knowledge. These girls start to gossip behind her back and shame her amongst themselves. Additionally, they falsely assume that she hooked up with the store owner, labeling her as a hooker. Later at home, while pleasuring herself and experiencing climax, she uncovers an entirely fresh realm of blissful ecstasy. Following Charlie's hard-on incident, there seems to be an increased willingness amongst the students at his school to openly discuss their irregularly timed and unusual sexual desires, brought on by hormonal changes. While at school, Charlie's sudden popularity catches the attention of Marlene, the most popular girl in the school. Intrigued by him, Marlene then approaches Charlie and invites her to her house party, an invitation he happily accepts. Although her friends speculate that her motive is to make her ex-boyfriend jealous, she firmly denies it. Meanwhile, Constantine, Marlene's ex-boyfriend and the most popular guy in school, notices their interaction and becomes angry about not being invited. On the other hand, Charlie faces a dilemma when Marlene's house party coincides with his scheduled date with Francois. Consequently, he decides to bring Francois along to the house party instead. Similarly, Constantine devises a clever strategy to display interest in Paula, resulting in her inviting him as her date to the house party. Later, Charlie accompanies Francois to the party, which noticeably disappoints her. Similarly, the presence of these two together seems to displease Marlene. Shortly thereafter, Paula and Constantine also make an appearance at the party. As the party goes on and the alcohol starts flowing, Charlie takes to the dance floor with Francois. Then, in an effort to make her ex feel jealous, Marlene interrupts their dance and becomes flirtatious and handsy with Charlie. Meanwhile, Paula excuses herself to use the restroom where she inadvertently overhears a group of girls gossiping about her. Their conversation takes a derogatory turn, going so far as to label her a prostitute based on an earlier sighting at a sex shop. This unpleasant revelation immediately ruins Paula's cheerful mood, leading her to tell Constantine that she wants to leave. However, Constantine, under the pretense of wanting to talk it out and provide comfort and emotional support, discreetly escorts her to a private room. Once alone, the two start making out, but their encounter takes an unexpected turn. It becomes apparent that Constantine has a small penis and struggles with premature ejaculation issues, preventing any further physical intimacy. After the revelation, Constantine apologizes to Paula, who kindly reassures him that there's no need to worry. She reveals that she understands the pain caused by rumors and promises not to spread any about him. Regrettably, Constantine's desperation to maintain his reputation gets the best of him. He then brags to his friends about sleeping with Paula and goes as far as labeling her a sex addict and a wild girl in bed. Meanwhile, Charlie, heavily intoxicated, abandons Francois in the middle of the party. The following morning, he finds himself waking up naked in Marlene's bed. To make matters worse, Marlene posts pictures with him claiming that they had slept together. Confused and unable to recall the events clearly, Charlie talks to his penis and both agree that they have no recollection of the alleged encounter. As Charlie begins to spend more time with Marlene, rumors about Paula's alleged sex addiction and offering of services spread throughout the school like wildfire, fueled by gossip and speculation. Unfortunately, this newfound attention brings about a drastic change in their social dynamics. While Charlie gains popularity, Paula's reputation and self-esteem begins to crumble under the weight of these false accusations. Desperate and hurt, Paula confronts Constantine, seeking justice and understanding. However, he responds rudely, asserting that even if she tries to expose him and reveal the truth about his sexual issues, nobody will believe her over him. Overwhelmed with despair, Paula then turns to Charlie for help, hoping he'll see the truth behind the rumors. However, Charlie's too absorbed with his newfound fame and his relationship with Marlene to notice her distress. In a surprising twist, Marlene and Constantine sneak into the restroom and are seen talking and being flirty. It's then revealed that they intentionally sought attention from Paula and Charlie to incite jealousy in each other. Finally, Charlie receives a much-needed reality check when Paula catches Marlene and Constantine making out in the school bathroom. Heartbroken and betrayed, Paula directs Charlie towards the truth, but makes it clear that she never wants to see his face again. Charlie, deeply distraught by the revelation, finds himself facing the loss of both his girlfriend and his best friend. Moreover, his parents' separation causes his living situation to change, adding to his agitation. Caught up in this distress, he neglects his preparation for final exams, resulting in a failure to write anything during the test, and ultimately failing the subject. Troubled by the situation at hand, Charlie subsequently makes his way to a secluded spot beneath a bridge where he reflects on the idea of harming himself using a glass bottle on his penis, as the turmoil and anguish he's experiencing can be attributed to the troublesome talking penis. But just as his talking penis pleads for mercy, Charlie notices Paula standing on the ledge of the bridge, seemingly contemplating jumping off. Summoning his courage, he approaches her, and to their astonishment, they realize that they both have been talking to their respective privates. Acting swiftly, Charlie then helps Paula in climbing back to safety. However, despite his efforts, Paula remains deeply hurt and unwilling to forgive him. Seeking guidance, Charlie seeks advice from his father, who advises him to consistently express his remorse and demonstrate how much he genuinely cares for Paula. With newfound determination, he then approaches his best friend and sincerely apologizes for his actions. Furthermore, he proposes a plan to exact revenge on Marlene and Constantine during the upcoming high school dance. To his surprise, Paula also agrees to help him. However, she makes it clear that forgiveness is not yet granted, as she continues to feel hurt. Afterward, the duo enters the dance venue. With Paula eagerly inquiring about this plan, their first step involves enlisting the help of Francois, but to accomplish this, Charlie realizes that he must apologize to her. Paula then takes the lead in initiating the conversation, and he sincerely admits his remorse, explaining that he'd blacked out during the party and genuinely doesn't remember abandoning her. Paula then presents a request to Francois, asking her to teach an actual bully a lesson, and surprisingly, she agrees to participate. Following this, we see Francois cleverly seducing Constantine on the stage as she passionately kisses him and removes his pants. Charlie and Paula take action by opening the curtains. Consequently, the entire school witnesses Constantine's exposed state and starts chanting derogatory remarks, referring to him as Constantine No Dick. Both Paula and Charlie find the situation to be deeply distressing and come to the realization that they've become no different from the bullies they despise. So in a spontaneous act of redemption, the two of them step onto the stage. In an effort to challenge the culture of shaming, Paula and Charlie remove their own pants, symbolically conveying a message against body shaming and promoting acceptance. This unexpected display of courage and acceptance resonates with the audience, resulting in applause and support. Once all this is done, Marlene breaks up with Constantine, feeling embarrassed by all that's happened. Meanwhile, Constantine approaches Paula and apologizes to her, but she breaks the lights on his bike for calling her a slut. On the other hand, Francois calls Paula and Charlie the coolest kids in school and offers a threesome. Although it's tempting for their penis and vagina, Charlie rejects the offer and admits he's saving himself for a special girl later. Later, as they're about to say their goodbyes, Charlie pulls Paula towards him and they kiss. Eventually, the two have sex, and their privates stop talking after a while. Paula and Charlie start dating, but just as things seem to be going exceptionally well for the couple, their private parts start speaking up again.